Buonasera and good evening everybody, it's MannwidaPlann here, and welcome everybody to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. Thanks for coming to join me today everybody, hope you're doing well, hope you're doing great. I'm doing pretty good. I am super excited about this. Around about a year ago, we did an episode of Elite Dangerous on the channel, kind of a little spotlight thing, checking it out and having a look at it, and you know what, ever since, I've been in love with the game. I've been playing a little bit in my free time, only a tiny little bit, with the time in between recordings and streams and all those other fantastic things that we do together. And you know what, I'm really excited about this. I've decided to bring it to the channel. I want to do a little bit more on it. A couple of people have been in touch with me and asked if I could do a little bit more content on the game, and I'm very happy to oblige. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to go straight into our options, and we're going to go down here to clear save, and we're going to delete MannwidaPlann. Bye MannwidaPlann. See you later buddy, peace out. And he's gone. But that's okay, we didn't get very far in the game anyway. And welcome everybody to the new career page. Here we are. We've got ourselves a Horizons Sidewinder or a new commander. We have the Horizons DLC, so I see no reason why we wouldn't want to use it. So I'm going to go ahead with this. We get ourselves a little Sidewinder for free. Free ship! Yeah, free ship! Most pilots started their careers in the Sidewinder. It is a classic ship design that has been in use in various configurations since 2982. Its original design was a light support ship and it lacked jump capability. Modern compacted drives have enabled jump-capable versions to be created, making this a useful all-rounder. Some navies still use these ships and fight as fighters and patrol craft. It requires at least a small landing pad to dock, and it's made by the Falcon Delicacy. Whatever, they made it. It's amazing. So here we go, and we can just go right down here, and we get 1,000 credits, and it looks like we're starting at a Celis Primus. Let's go. Oh, we get to give a ship a name too. I know exactly what this is going to be. It's the Sandwich. It's the Space Sandwich. It has returned and is ready for adventure. Let's go. Alright, that jumps us straight back to the start menu. I completely forgot about that. Let's go into start. Now, last time we had a little bit of a play around on solo play, but we're going to be playing open this time. Solo is pretty much the same, only you won't encounter other players, so we're going to go open, because I know that some of the other peeps would love to come and hang out with us, and if you guys have Elite Dangerous, and you want to come and hang out too, let me know. Come hit me up. Come find me in space. We'll go on some adventures together.
Incoming mission critical message.
Ooh. Ah, the lights turn on, and here we are, in our brand new, shiny little space sandwich, ready to take on the adventures of the universe and the galaxy and all that abides there. And all that abides there, should I say. Oh, super pumped about this. So what I'm thinking of doing, as this is going to be the first episode in a string of them, we're going to make a couple of simple things about what the chip is, and if any of you guys are interested in joining the game or kind of want to learn the basics, especially about the controls on the console, we're going to go across the very basic parts of it today, because it took me quite a while to figure out what everything was, where it all was, what it did, and how to use it. So hopefully this will be handy for you. So first one I want to point out is you hit down the right stick, it's going to free your helmet, it's going to free your camera, and you can have a look around at your feet and at all your amazing interfaces and panels that pop up and show you fantastic things about your vessel. Now I know this can be quite daunting for new players, but bear with me guys, it's actually a lot simpler than it all looks. I remember we did this on stream a while ago and everybody was like, huh? What man? What is this? So let's go across the very simple ones, our HUD, our cockpit. And what we're actually going to be interfacing with, because this is the view. This is what we're going to be spending a lot of our time looking at, so we want to know what it all is. So I'm actually going to lock my screen. I'll use a couple of highlighters to show this out. So down on the very lower left of the screen, we have our targeting interface, and at the moment we're targeting Baker's Prospect, which is the planet of which we find ourselves on. Tells us a little bit about it. It's a Pilots Federation local branch. It's in the Celis Primus system. It's a democracy, and its industry, is extraction. So that tells us a little bit about it, which is quite handy. But when you target other items such as ships or anything like that, their details of them are going to show up in that lower left-hand side, which is super handy. At the minute in the center console, we've got Baker's Prospect. We've got a starport interface, which we can interfere with just by moving the D-pad, which is great. But normally in flight, there's going to be a radar here, which we'll get into when we actually get out into space and get into some flight. But with this one, we can just return to the surface, we can launch the ship, and we can access the services, which we'll do pretty soon as well. A little bit further to the right-hand side of that, we've got a little bit of detail about our ship. You can see the little Space Sandwich's hologram there, surrounded by the blue rings, which indicate our shield strength, and the little bar at the bottom, labeled up at 100%, is our hull strength, our hull integrity. That hits 0, bye-bye man. It's all over for us. Now, a little bit further on to the right from that, we've got systems, engines, and weapons in the lower right there. Now, those little pips are a power control kind of thing going on. We can move the pips around to make our engines move a little bit faster, our weapons fire a little bit longer, or over to systems to let our shields recharge a bit faster. I don't recall if it increases the shield strength. It may do. It could be a thing. I'm not entirely sure. And further on from that, we've got our fuel gauge at the very bottom right there, looking totally full, and you can see that mass locked has a light next to it, meaning that we're next to something with a far greater gravity than ourselves, and our landing gear is deployed and our cargo scoop is not deployed. Our cargo scoop is up. So those are the basic HUD ones that we're going to be looking at most of the time. We'll do a bit about the map when we finally get into it. Now, we've got a communications panel up here. We did actually get a message. Now, we can't interface with that one just by looking at it. You can do that in the game setting, but every time you look over at it, it brings up the text box on the screen, and it's a little bit janky, so it doesn't really work out so well for us. However, if we hold down the X key, it gives us our communications and targeting things. Press up on the comms panel, and there it is. We can use the bumpers to tab over, scroll down, and we can look at our mission. Here we are, mission available. Intercessor Ward. Dear MannwidaPlann, on behalf of the Acellus Primus League Trust, we are pleased to acknowledge your receipt of a new starship. If you are a new pilot, then we recommend you complete the training simulations available. Yeah, I haven't done that. You can try these at any time. As well as this ship, we are authorized to provide you with your very first mission opportunity, which could earn you 10,000 credits. To claim this bonus payment, travel to Dahan and speak with our contact with the Acellus Primus League there. Once you have launched from this station, we will contact you with further instructions to launch your ship, yada yada yada. Bye-bye, thank you very much. Excellent. They're already trying to give me money, which is great. We need space money. Alright, if we look over at the left one, actually let's do the right one first. Let's do the right one. This panel here will tell us everything about us and our ship, in a nutshell. So in our status, we've got Commander MannwidaPlann. I want to kind of shorten that just to Commander Man at some point. We've got our combat rank, our trade rank, and our explorer rank, which are all pretty much the same kind of self-explanatory thing. And our CQC is for the close combat arena that we can get our hands in, but I've never actually tried that. Just under that, we've got our balance, which is how much monies we have, and our rebuy cost. That's an important one to keep an eye on. That is essentially your insurance. If your ship gets blown out of the sky and you don't have that money, you lose your ship and everything that you have invested into it, and it's going to be a super bad time. It's going to make you feel very, very sad about everything. Our local bounty is if we have any problems on us, and our local reputation, which is neutral. Over one more gives us our modules. This is everything that is installed in our ship at the moment. We've got its health on the very far right hand side. We've got a priority, which I'll play around with in a later episode. We'll get into that now. The amount of power it's taking and what type of system it is. Super, super useful, and I believe you can reboot and repair things from here, but I'm not entirely sure. One more over, we got our fire groups. Now these are important. We need to set these up already. So we've got one fire group at the moment, and our primary fire, our right trigger, will fire both of our pulse lasers, which is totally fine. I'm happy with that. Our basic discovery scanner and our data link scanner, I would like on a second fire group, and I would like the discovery scanner to be on the primary fire, and our data link to be on the left trigger, secondary fire. So now we have two little combat modes that we can switch between, which is going to be great. Our inventory, pretty self-explanatory. Everything that's inside of the ship's cargo, which is nothing. Every material that we have picked up, which is none. All the data we have, there's nothing there. Synthesis is, I believe it's kind of like a crafting thing that you can do. You can make things with the materials you grab on your ship, but I've never done it. And cabins is for passenger cabins if you're transporting people. And this one over here is the functions. This one is really, really useful, especially if you're starting off. It tells you everything about your ship at the moment. You can see we have no faction. Our landing here is deployed. Our cargo scoop is up. Our beacon, I believe that will broadcast your location to your fellow players if you are a part of a wing, if you're in a group of people. And some other things here that are all quite interesting, but mostly just underneath the ship's hologram there, you got the ship, sidewinder, and our jump range. 5.99 light years is the current distance that we can jump at the moment, and the one in brackets, the 6.17, I believe is the maximum amount of jump that we can potentially do. But at the minute, we've only got 5.99. So that's super interesting and amazing. I'm sure there's more stuff in here that I don't know about quite yet, but I will be discovering things too. So let's head on out of that panel. I'm going to leave that one on functions because I want to check that that jump range. Actually, how much cargo space do we have? If I go over to ship cargo at the very bottom, 2. We can carry 2 tons. Okay, good. Over in this panel, I know there's a lot of panels, guys. Bear with me. I'll run a bit through them. Hopefully some of you will find this useful. And again, if I miss anything or I'm telling you wrong information, please feel free to slate me in the comments below. So this one here is our navigation panel. This will interface with everything around us at any given time. So our general navigation is here. We can open the galaxy map and the system map, which we will do in a moment, but not right now. We'll talk about the panels first. And here is everything that's nearby us at this potential time, all the stellar bodies that are nearby. That one there, Baker's Prospect, with the little blue symbol, that is our location. That's pointing to where we are. The star of the main system, I believe, is always at the top, which is the Ocellus Primus star. And then moving our way down here, you can see there, Freedom Class survey vessel. There's a ship nearby. And these are all the places in distance from us as well. As you see there, that's 5.32 megameters, then 317 light seconds, and then here is 9.16. So they're differentiating spaces from us, I believe is correct. But as we go all the way down here, we can actually see we've already got a little mission to go to Dahan, and you can see there's a little globe symbol on that one right there. So we can kind of select it and set a route if we want to, but we'll do that in a moment. Over in transactions, this tells us all of the missions that we have, any bounties that we hand in, any fines on ourselves, all of the things, like financially speaking, that will affect us in any way. Our contacts is everything that's nearby us in the way of other ships and other vessels, and there's two more there that are blacked out that I can't access, if you see there, sub-targets in inventory. Now, when we're out and about in the world, when we lock on to a target, an enemy ship or any other ship, its little hologram will appear here, and this panel will become useful. We'll be able to sub-target a particular system on that ship if we want to. If we want to try and take out its engines, we can target the engines. If we want to try and take out its power core, we can target that too. And we can also scan the ship's inventory to find out if they've got any loot that's worthwhile for taking. I believe that's how that works, but I haven't actually done it myself. Okay, so there's a good 10 minutes of the video already gone, just talking about all of the stuff that's going on here. But you know what? It's got to be done, peeps. We're going to take it slow. We're going to ease our way into this. But I believe that that is everything that I have covered here, except for this info panel. This kind of tells us everything that happens to us in real time. And of course, you've got the date and the time there, which is not your date and time, it's the server's. Okay, cool. So I'm going to lock the screen. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go into Starport Services, and we'll open up another amazing interface panel. Now, there is a lot to get your head round in Elite Dangerous. It can be very overwhelming, but give it some time. Take your time exploring it all. There is so much information in this game. I think, to me, that's the biggest thing I like about it. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I'm not sure about the commodities market, but what I do know is we're going to be going to the mission board, because we need to make some money. 1,000 credits is not a lot of space money, and we need more space monies. We really, really do. Now, we've already got a mission to go to the Dahan system. So on the left-hand side here, we got a load of people, and they're going to offer us monies for doing things, so we can select them. I like to start at the bottom, and then we can select over here, and we can check out what the people want us to do and how much money they're going to give us for it. Now, as I said earlier, I knew I'd forget this. Was it 6 light years? 5.99 light years and 2 cargo inventory. Okay, so we can only jump 5.96 light years. So we want to look for, as it says there, destination melee, and it says in brackets 10.91 light year. We can't go that far. However, this one is a courier job, and it's going to Dahan, which is where we're going anyway. So let's have a look what we need to do for that. Are you going to give me stuff? Deliver data to Dahan 3 Metalworks in the Dahan system. Data is stored in your computer, doesn't require any cargo space. Okay, great. You receive reward along delivery. Do we get the data from you? That sounds great. That's amazing, and I know I can go to Dahan because it's my first mission. But what we can do is over here we get Open Galaxy Map. Now, if we're not sure that we can make the jump, we can hit this, and this will open our galaxy map. Now, this is a very intimidating interface as well. There's a lot of information going on here, but in my opinion, it's actually structured out in a very, very beautifully good way. But let's keep it simple today. We'll do a little bit more on this in another episode. So there it is, it's opened up Dahan. If I move over to this little symbol here, with 3 dots conjoined, it's plot route, and we tap A. There you go, and it says clear route. We're going to be able to actually get there, which is great. That's all we need to know, so we can actually make that jump. We now need to make sure that we select said mission and accept it before we leave, thinking we've already got it, which I swear I haven't done already before. Okay, so we've got 2 little missions now. That's pretty good. Let's have a look here if there's anything else that's going to Dahan, because I don't think we're going to have time to go to another system in this episode. Let's have a little look here. Anybody else wanting something done that I can do in the Dahan system? Anybody at all? Got some Iranin that's actually a good distance for us. Anything else? Chai Hercules. That sounds like a great system. Bit far away though. Nope, 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 nope. All very far away. We are in a tiny little ship. Our jump distance is going to be a huge, huge hindrance for us at the beginning of the game. But hopefully... there's a couple there for Iran. Assassinate a pirate lord, Diana. No, that's probably a bad idea for me. Probably a bad idea. Ooh, hello. Boom time delivery of 2 units of Goslarite. I have no idea what that is, but it's in the Dahan system, and I can actually see that's a planetary landing mission as well. Ooh, you know what? We're going to take that too if we can. Convoy the goods to Dahan 3 Metalworks, which is where we're going. We're already going to that Metalworks. Cargo is unique. Mission if lost cannot be replaced. La la la. Alright, so we don't have to find this stuff. We can literally, they will give it to us. So if I hit accept...
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Fantastic! Now we're full of cargo with a 3rd mission. Oh, beautiful, beautiful start here, guys. Beautiful start. Finding missions at the beginning of the game can be a bit tricky. So we are very much equipped and filled. Now if we head over to this panel I told you about and go to transactions, you'll see we've got 3 things going on. So that's super, super excellent and amazing. Alright, let us return just simply to the surface for the time being and have a look at the amazing world about us. Oh, I love this part. I love the little chats that you get from NPCs and things like that as well, which is great. Let's have a look. Oh, they'll react appropriately to any infractions detected. Alright, that is super cool. Okay, awesome. So everything's good to go. We've got everything we need. The next bits I want to talk about, I'll talk about when we launch. So let's go ahead and launch. I believe we'll have pre-flight checks to do. We do indeed. Now, thankfully, you can turn this off. You only have to do it the first time you launch your ship, but let's go ahead and do it. We're going to pitch up and pitch down and roll left. And roll right. I did those backwards, but it's totally fine. Toggle the alternate flight controls. I haven't actually played with alternate flight controls. Maybe I'll have to check that out sometime. Throttle ourselves up with the right bumper. Throttle down with the left bumper. Check our landing gear with beam down. Check our weapon deploy. Make sure our targeting systems work. And test our primary fire. And we've got it. Oh, we've got it. So let's lift ourselves up. B and down. Retracts my landing gear. Right bumper to speedway. And we're off. Let's pitch ourselves up a bit so we can start trying to get a little bit further away from the planet. And we've done it. Let's have a look here at how amazing this is. Let's go! Space! Yay! Off on our first adventure. The little space sandwich on its maiden flight. Oh, so excited. Alright, beautiful. Looks like we got another message just popped in. That would be the updated message that lady told us about. Let's check it out. X and up to the comms panel. Over to the little message down in A. Hello again, MannwidaPlann. Now that you've departed the station, you should head to the Dahan star system to do this. Yeah, we know about doing that. That's totally fine. I'll show you guys that in a bit. Alright, excellent. So, as you see, I did mention that was going to change to a radar when we actually left. So let's slow ourselves down a bit just so I can take a bit of time demonstrating about this lovely little interface here. So what we've got at the moment, we've got a load of little dots hanging around us, and that little grey one right in the center there is going to be a good demonstration. Now you see there's a line connected heading all the way down to the little triangle. If I pan my way up, you'll see that it will turn to a line going down, which means that the target is below me. Now if I pan my way going the other way, that means that the target is above me. So if I get it to be around about there, within that little triangle, you can see surely enough it's right in front of us, which is great. Now, that's super, super useful. That is really useful. The other good thing to know is that grey objects represent, I think it's like items, like objects that you'll find, whereas the orange ones actually represent other ships that are nearby. I can't quite demonstrate because there's not any other ones near here. Let's speed up and head back towards the port a bit, and we should be able to see a couple more hanging around. There we are, now we've got some more. Now, the other thing I know about this map is if the object is hollow, if it isn't a solid square, like that guy, for example, or a solid triangle, like that one just behind us, if it's a hollow one, that means it's an actual other player in the world, whereas the solid ones represent NPCs. The other important thing is you'll notice that they're squares and triangles. The square ones do not have their weapons deployed. The triangular ones have their hard points out. So that's a good one to be handy if you think you might potentially be in a threat. Alright, beautiful. Let's head over to our navigational panel and just get ourselves set up to go to Dahan, because that's where we're going. Actually, it's already targeted. Yep, it's already locked. Fantastic. Beautiful stuff. Let's pull ourselves away from this planet a bit, and we're going to have to engage our frameshift drive to turn to Super Cruise so that we can get away from here, because it's going to take a long time.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, beautiful. Now you can see that pulsing icon next to my map. That is actually a compass, and is incredibly useful for orientating yourself in the 3D space. It's really, really handy. Once we get to a better speed, I'm going to show you guys all about how that works. Align with target destination. Oh no, I don't want to be, No. Cancel that. I want to go to Super Cruise first, please. I don't want to jump straight away.
Drive charging.
Alright, there we are. There's our escape vector to get away from the planet. Now, Super Cruise is like a super fast speed. Super fast speed is a super fast mode of travel that you will use to travel around a local star system, because otherwise it would take a literal decade to get away from this planet and get anywhere. So use this one for traveling around the system. Now, what I wanted to tell you about that little compass map, you can see the dot that's spinning around in it right in my screen at the moment. Now, that dot represents our target. Now, if I move downwards, that dot is going to turn into a hollow little dot, which means my target is behind me. So what you want to do is bring it to the top of the compass and then pull up. And it will turn to a solid dot, and when it comes into the crosshair, it's right in front of you. And that's where your target is. Really useful not only for navigating as to where you want to go, but again, if you've target locked onto an enemy ship, that will tell you if the object is right behind you, which is a bad place to be if you're trying to fight an enemy ship. Alright, good. All of that taken care of. If we tap Y again, we're going to jump into hyperspace. And we're going to do our very first hyperspace jump on our way to the Dahan system with like 3 missions to do. This is going to be excellent. I'm really looking forward to this. Now again, if you guys do enjoy it and you like it, do me a massive favor, hit the like button for me. And if there's any other tips and tricks you guys know that I don't, do me a massive favor, drop them down below. Let's go! Everybody loves a bit of hyperspace. Oh, super cool. I love it. Right, we always arrive at the star. It's a bit scary. Wait for it. Holy freaking balls, that's a star. Pull away from the star. Stars are hot. Generally not a good time. Alright, we've got some job contract updates. So I'm going to bring... Oh, the other one I wanted to mention, as you can see, as I'm throttling up and throttling down, on the right-hand side next to my map, you can see a little bar. Now, that little blue region in the middle there, that's the sweet spot. That's where you're going to get the most maneuverability out of your ship. But for me at the moment, I'm going to throttle right down, because I don't want to disappear off into space when I'm trying to find where I'm going. Up to my comms panel and check out these messages. Ooh, delivery bonus. I like bonuses. Commander MannwidaPlann, we require the data sooner than expected. If you can get here within a new time frame, there is a bonus for you. 15,000 credits bonus! Alright, that's amazing. Who is that? Comrade Burnett. Okay, Comrade Burnett. Let's delete that one. Head out. Go to our thingy here. Transactions. Is that the one? Career job? I believe it is. Deliver the data. Yep, okay, excellent. So that's the one that we want to do. Where are we going? Dahan 3 Metalworks. Beautiful. So go over to our navigation, and we want to find... That's Dahan Gateway. Dahan 3 Metalworks. That's where we're going. Lock that as my destination. And now my little compass thing is updated. I can roll it to the top of the compass and pull up. And surely enough... Oh, there's our destination. Alright, let's throttle ourselves back up. And let's get ourselves over there. Now, as you can see, we've got a couple of little random lines. These are orbital lines. These will show where everything is going to be orbiting around in the world. And you can see we've targeted Dahan, so we've got a little symbol of the Dahan Metalworks right there. And it also has distance and speed. Now, because we're moving in this super fast mode, we need to approach at just the right speed, and we need to get into just the right amount of distance to be able to drop out of this Super Cruise without overshooting our target. Now, the trick to that, I think, is to get the time arrival to around about 7 seconds or less. And you can see that timer's going down as we're slowly increasing in speed because our space sandwich is a bunch of garbage and doesn't have very good thrusters or anything in it. But eventually, we will get there. We will need to get a new ship, like, as soon as possible. As soon as possible. What I will be doing, if you guys are interested, is I'm going to be launching a stream on this one tonight, so pretty much when this video is published, we'll be on live stream on Mixer, doing a little bit of the flying around and getting some more space money, so that we can buy our next ship. If you guys want to head over and check it out, then the Mixer link will be in the details down below. Okay, here we are, we're getting close, so I'm going to start to throttle down, because otherwise the gravity of this place is going to pull me in. And that's generally what causes you to overshoot, and it will turn around and say, you're going too fast. Now, thankfully, we are in, what is it? We do have the flight assist on, that's it. I was about to say we're in autopilot, but that's not right. We do have flight assist on, so you can see my speed is actually very slowly being brought down for me, so that we're less likely to overshoot our target. Flying with flight control off, or flight assist off, is absolutely crazy, and I'm very much looking forward to trying to get some practice in it, but I would recommend leaving it on while you try to do your first couple of things and get a feel for it. And then when you want to have some fun, go to something like an asteroid belt and make sure your shields are powered up and have a fly around with your flight assist off. It's really quite interesting. But all things like gravity will take full effect on you, and it can be really tricky to control, but very, very good if you're going to be doing a lot of combat. Right, we're getting very close now. You can see our distance and speed actually have markers. They're going to head towards the blue. We need to aim for that little dot just there. Orbiting Dahan 3A is the Dahan 3 Metalworks. Makes perfect sense, I suppose. About 6 seconds to arrive. So with any luck, we're going to get here in a fairly timely manner, and we'll be able to deliver our data with a big fat bonus. And there was something else we needed to do here as well, but I can't quite recall. Okay, good. Our speed isn't good. We just need to get within 1 megameter of the target, and we'll be able to drop out. Here it goes. Boom. Tap Y, and we're going to jump out of Super Cruise. Right at Dahan 3. Hello, Dahan 3. How the devil are you? He's not got anything to say to us. Well, that's rude. Alright, you can see up there, we've entered a no-fire zone, so we don't want to be deploying our weapons around about now. When we're in 7.5 kilometers, we can head over to our communications panel, go over to our contacts, and you can see Dahan 3 Metalworks is just there. Select that guy and request some docking permission, so that we can actually land with him. And it's been granted. We want to head to landing pad 3. Now, those little orange things are the landing pads that are identified for us, so we need to identify which one is pad 3, so that we can park there. Now, I'm going to guess it's going to be the one up here, just as a guess, but we will be able to see the number eventually when we get a little bit closer to it, I hope. I bet it's going to be the one underneath, and I've gone straight past it. Let's see here. It looks like somebody else is landing there, so that's not going to be ours. Nope. Okay, so let's roll ourselves around, bring our speed down, and use my vertical thrust to bring me up. And wait, that one's gone too? Oh wait, is that one ours? Oh man, we got the big pad! Check that out, we got the super big pad. How cool is that? Alright, beautiful. Well, we got ourselves roughly there. I'm not the greatest at landing, so I do apologize for the cringiness that this is. Being down releases our landing gear. Now let's try and get ourselves moderately lined up here.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing gear's down. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. Oh, a little bit of strafe. Oh. Man is not too well practiced at parking a ship. We'll bring the speed down, not up. Good lord. Generally a good idea not to accelerate when you're wanting to slow down. Probably won't help you, but as we get close enough, it's going to turn into a little bit of a parking display. There it is. You see we overshot just a bit. So we can back ourselves up, just generally get our ship into that little target zone just there. There it is, and now bring ourselves down. Not too shabby, not too bad. Not fantastic, but we did it fairly well there. We did it fairly well. Now, I have heard that another good tip every time you stop is to drop yourself into the hangar. Because we're in open play, and some douchebag might fly overhead and blow our ship up just for giggles. Because some people are like that in the world. I can't understand why it's highly entertaining at all. But here we are, park ourselves in, we head into our starport services, and we can cash in our deliveries. Which is going to be amazing. So straight down to the mission board again, and right in the top here should be to pay in the stuff that we're wanting to do. There it is, boom time delivery of 2 units of Gosselerite. Completed that. Boom.
Incoming message.
Yay, we did it. Shining example, Command MannwidaPlann. I know. And you can see not only did we get some money, we got a little bit of influence in the region, we got some reputation with the Federation, I think that is. So that's all good and handy, which is great. Now I think we had another one to do here. Ah, I can see it with the little exclamation mark right there. So if we go here, career job, these are the people who wanted extra money. Oh baby, yes, 15k. You see we got a couple of options there to get more influence and more reputation if we wanted it. We got 30 grand for that because of the bonus time. Yes, that's awesome. It's probably not really awesome. All you guys who are like experienced elite players are probably like, dude, you're getting a nerdgasm over 30k. That's nothing. That's nothing. I don't even leave my ship for 30k. Alright, beautiful. Again, we can have a little look to see if there's anything here getting delivered to the other station that we're going to, but I sincerely doubt it. I really don't think so. Nah, I doubt it. But this does give me a great opportunity to chat to you guys about how my control system is set up, the way that I've found to be able to do it. So let's go ahead and just launch straight off the bat. I'm sure we've got enough fuel to get over to the next station. It's not super far away. We've also got a couple of missions to check out, but I want to show you guys this because I had a little bit of difficulty kind of getting my bearings and getting a control with this, so let's launch. Beautiful. Right, so on my right stick I have my vertical and horizontal thrust. So if I lift my right stick up and down, it moves my ship up and down without too much of a problem. But now that I'm at the station and I got a little bit of a frame of reference for you guys, let's head over this way a little bit so we're out of the way of the pad, not hogging the pad for anybody. Then I can show you guys how I've actually set it up in a way that's useful for me. Alright, slow ourselves down a bit here. Alright, excellent. And don't crash into it, man. Probably not going to be the best thing. Yeah, so now we've got a frame of reference I can show you. On my right stick will raise my ship up and lower my ship down on the up and down. Moving it left and right will drag my ship, kind of strafe it left and right as well. So that's all on my right stick. My left stick will control my pitch and it will control my roll. But at the same time, if I touch my left stick ever so gently, that will allow me to yaw the ship ever so slightly. And that's the best way that I've found to be able to control it at the moment, because you don't really have any control options for having all of those on the keypad at the same time. You can find that information down into your options and down in your controls just here. I'll show you how I've got mine set up. It's all under flight rotation, and inside here I got yaw axis, you see there is nothing, and I've got yaw on low roll, and I've got my setting around about there. So if I bring it down, it's more sensitive of a touch. If I bring it up, it's less. But of course I want to be able to do a yaw only when I really need to. Mostly I use it for adjusting my alignment when I'm in super cruise or when I'm in parking. But if I hit the stick hard, it gives me a roll. So that's the way I've got it set up. Again, highly encourage you guys to take a bit of time, have a play around with your settings, and it will give you a good feel once you have a play with it. Everybody's got their own different way, you know. So here we are, we've got the Welcome Commander contract. For that we need to go to... where is it? It's moved now because we've moved, and it's further away from us than it was before. Here it is, Dahan Gateway. So we'll lock that as a destination. Throttle ourselves up. Lift my landing gear back up because I forgot about it. And we can't enter Super Cruise until we actually get mass locked off. Now that's a scan because we've been hanging around here. The police is just checking that everything's fine. There we are. Any second we'll get something in our messages from them saying everything's fine, carry along your way. Because we're not carrying anything nasty, we're not doing anything wrong. Alright, excellent. So we're out of mass lock, so let's go ahead and tap Y. We'll start this frame shift charging, and I'm going to align myself to that little dot in my compass again, and there's the Dahan Gateway. Alright, beautiful. Wow, that's taken quite a long time to charge. Let's put some pips into my engine. And you see there, as soon as I increase the amount of power to my engines, I sped up a little bit. I don't know whether that means my frameshift drive will charge faster or slower. It appears to be slower. Let's pump it all into systems. Wow, that's taking a really long time to charge. I wonder why that is. Wow, that is taking an insanely long time to charge. Is everything okay? Let's just have a look over here. Modules, where is my frameshift drive? Power, 2% consumption? But, yeah, I mean, it's 100% health. Nothing's wrong with it. We'll turn it to priority 1, just for fun. I did have a play around moving my pips into engine and then moving my pips into system, but I didn't really see any drastic change in its charging rate. That's very curious. I've never seen it take so long to charge. Huh. nevertheless, we will get on our way, and I'll bring you guys back when we arrive at Dahan Gateway. Yikes, that took a super long time for us to get into jump. I don't know why, but it really did take its time. Here we are just on our way to Dahan Gateway. Unidentified signal source there, but I'm not going to stop to check it out, because we've used enough time in this episode already. I don't want it to be an hour and a half long. But nevertheless, I wanted to show you guys this. Now again, in our targeting interface, we have locked onto Dahan Gateway. Now if I roll the ship down a bit, you can see there's a little mail slot right there on the little hologram. Now that's actually the entrance to the starport. So what we can do is we can kind of get ourselves lined up in a way that when we drop out, we'll actually be right at the entrance slot, which I think would be around about in this direction. Normally it does face the object of which it's orbiting. Normally. But let's head up here and have a little look at it. Yeah, we need to be on this side of it. So we're going to have to fly this way a little bit and then loop around, and then we should pretty much jump out right at the entrance slot, which would be really, really sweet and handy. So that could be quite useful if you want to approach from the right direction, but it's not super important. Alright, that'll do pretty much just fine for me. I can adjust myself just that little bit more when we get a bit closer. Get ourselves into this place. And yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it. We're going to go down here and try our very first parking at one of these Coriolis stations, which are a little bit more difficult and can be a little bit more of a pain in the butt, I must admit. But hopefully we're going to be able to do it just fine on our first attempt. It has been a while, so bear with me. I might crash into things and maybe get in trouble and fined and possibly even shot out the sky. You never quite know. You never quite know. And check out this. There's a secondary sun over here. Super awesome. I may have to disable all the orbital lines because it can be a little bit of a conglomeration at times. But we'll head away into here and we'll park ourselves down. Now these Coriolis stations are a little bit tricky, and actually learning to control your ship with the flight assist off is going to be very, very useful, and you'll see why when we finally approach this place. We appear to be approaching very, very quick. Can we slow down? I cannot. I'm going to overshoot it. Yep, I overshot it. Dang it. Oh, there's man chatting his way. Completely flew past the station, had to come about and make another pass. Never mind, it happens to the best of us. There's nothing wrong with a bit of loop of shame. Alright, here we are, the Dahan Gateway. So, as you can see, this guy's spinning around. And it can be a little bit tricky to get yourself a line up here. Especially with the flight control off. And this is one bad thing about having the yaw on low roll active, is that you can't really match the rotation of the space station at the same time, because little adjustments on my roll make my ship yaw, which will put me off target. So can be a little bit tricky. I'll show you guys the way that I do it, but again, when we get into a bigger ship, we're not going to be able to do this. Let's see here. Request some docking. Oh, docking requested. There we are, pad 28.
Your assigned landing pad is number 28.
Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. Alright, let's line ourselves up just about here. Now what I like to do is I like to preempt it, so I'm going to rotate myself round about here and hope that by the time I approach the gateway that the mail slot lines up right to where I am and I won't have to adjust myself too much. Hopefully. I'm going a bit fast.
You're on course for landing, Commander.
Yeah, I'll have to rotate a little bit more. But of course, when we're in a larger ship, this isn't going to work. We're going to have to match the rotation, so it's very good to learn how to pilot with flight assist off. Alright, pad 28. Where's 28 hiding? I see it. It's right up there. So if I flip myself around like this, deploy my landing gear and drop myself down, and lower my speed. There she is. And let's try and get ourselves a little bit better this time. That's looking pretty good. That is looking pretty good. As we come in for our landing, slow ourselves down a bit more. That's a bit better. Level ourselves off a touch, bring ourselves down a bit. Drop our speed just a little bit more, right down to a crawl. And bring ourselves in right about there. Beautiful. Not so bad at all. Not so bad at all. Again, we're going to enter the hangar so we don't clutter up all of the landing bays. I love these stations though. They look so cool. I shall enjoy my visit. Thank you very much, my friend. Let's head our way into here, open up the starport services, trade in our cash, and we got a little bit more space bucks made already. Not doing too bad on the start, got a little bit of a feel for the game again. does take a while, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and maybe even have learned a little couple of tricks that might make it a bit easier for you while trying to get your toes wet in Elite Dangerous. There is a lot of stuff been added to the game recently. There's even more stuff due for this year, and I think the beginning of next year too. There is a lot of changes coming. I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys are too. But for this episode, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. In the next episode, we'll put a bit of time, maybe checking out... Wait, what? What is happening? We'll put a bit of time, maybe checking out some of the... How could you say... What am I word I'm looking for? The galaxy map, that's it. We'll spend a bit of time checking out the galaxy map and getting a little bit more of the controls by then. We're going to do a stream on this tonight and hopefully get ourselves a brand new ship, because although this little space sandwich is good, he's not going to last very long for us. He's going to be a bit of a pain. But I'm going to call it here there, guys. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, do me a huge favor, hit the like button for me. And if you're looking forward to more, of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button too, so you don't miss out on any episodes that are coming to the channel in the next few days. And until next time, everybody, you guys take care. All the best. And I can't wait to see you all again soon.